Good morning, football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This is me, your boy Larry B, here on a beautiful Tuesday morning. And ladies and gentlemen, we have surpassed the Divisional Round, and it's about that time to get on in to Championship Weekend. Oh my goodness, here we go. This is the weekend. Not only do 4 teams wait for every year, but us as diehard fans wait for as well. No matter who you rep, you can't help but enjoy this weekend because we have ourselves a doozy. Oh my goodness, that divisional round was something, wasn't it? I'll tell you, we had ourselves some great games, some unlikelies. I mean, even if it just came with unlikelies and how good certain teams performed, or unlikelies of how certain teams didn't, or the ones that were right on cue, I'll tell you, it was a great divisional weekend. And then there were 4. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up this Sunday, the San Francisco 49ers take on the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Cincinnati Bengals will take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my goodness. Once again, and then there were 4. 2 of these teams will advance to represent their conference in the Super Bowl, and one of these teams will hoist a Lombardi they so desperately seek from the moment they step into training camp. Oh my goodness. Hold on to your hats, y'all. We're in for a ride. Out of the 4, who are you taking? Who do you think's gonna show up? And, who do you believe actually has what it takes to have confetti rain down on them in a positive manner? You are now listening live to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. Well, the weekend has arrived. Oh my goodness, the weekend has arrived. This is the weekend that we think about when we do our preview shows in late July or all throughout August. When we're 4 weeks in, 5 weeks in, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, or even getting towards Wild Card Weekend, this is the weekend that is just locked in. And don't get me wrong, the Super Bowl is definitely a weekend we all live for because, well, hey, you don't watch the beginning of the movie without watching the end, right? If it's a good one. Well, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. It has arrived, and once again, and then there were 4. I am so damn excited for this weekend because these 4 teams, I mean, who better deserving, honestly? There was a few out there that could have been argued, yes, but my goodness, this group of teams right here is without a doubt a group of teams that have been through so much this year, have fought, have given every ounce of blood, sweat, tears, all the cliche things you want to say. You guys want to know why those cliche things are cliche? Because they're so said over and over and over. It's become the norm. But it's the truth. It's what you play for. It's desire. You know, these guys, from the moment they strapped up pads as young kids, no matter if it was, very small or teenagers, you dream of this moment. Every single one of you out there who are true diehards, maybe not every single one of you, but the vast majority of every single one of you who are true diehards, the moment you put on those pads as kids you knew you wanted to get to this weekend. You knew you wanted to get to the bowl. You knew you wanted to hoist the Lombardi. It's every dream of, youngster out there who plays this game or plays any sport. And here we are, you guys. So, big ups to my boy, Mr. Adam Karnick, in the chat room. He says, good morning. Who you taking? Well, I responded with pizza in the chat room. That's like a good pizza on Super Bowl Sunday, right? But we have ourselves a great 2 games coming up this weekend. Oh my, they are going to be great. And well, I think that is always the question, right? Who you taking? Well, Mr. Adam, especially on his show earlier this year, or earlier this season, the very beginning, yeah, I took the Chargers. See how that worked out. But I also took the Eagles. And I'm very proud to say that those Eagles are still there. Kind of crazy. I was thinking about a few other teams, but then I had a good talk with my buddy, Mr. Cale Henderson. And, yeah, he really showed me, look at these Eagles, dude. They are strong. Also, I underestimated the Bengals. Look how strong they are. This is a team that has really battled back. Oh, my gosh, they're so tempting to take, aren't they? On top of that, the Chiefs. Battle-tested or not battle-tested? Some people would say they have definitely been battle-tested and they destroy everybody. Almost everybody. We all have those weeks, right? But then, some of us may say, well, the Eagles, are they really for real? How did was the division really that good? I mean, hey, the Cowboys were pretty dang decent. They got all the way to the divisional round. The good old Commanders got there, right? So, I'm just saying, this division, oh yeah, and the Giants, they were in it all the way. I mean, that was a pretty good division. So, is it easy to say that the Eagles are a team that got there by, just kind of riding the wave of an easy division? Nah, I don't think so. I don't agree with that at all. And then, of course, we talk about the San Francisco 49ers, a team that, I'll tell you, it is so hard to not take this team because of the fact that they are led by Mr. Irrelevant, you guys, in his rookie year. I mean, how does that happen, right? You gotta love stories like this. You gotta love the Tom Brady stories where he gets drafted in the 6th round and Drew Bledsoe just goes down that year and there's nobody to turn to but Tom Brady, and he freaking takes over and never lets go and wins 7 Super Bowls and plays till 45, maybe 46. Yeah, I'm just saying, these stories are awesome, right? And they're out there. But it just all goes back to how much desire you have and how bad you really wanted it from the moment you put those pads on. The very first time you took that field, how bad did you really want it? And this weekend, well, we're going to see. And I got some things to say. Trust me, this is going to be a fun one today. We're going to recap all these divisional games. And, well, we're going to get on into championship weekend in my picks. Adam Karnick says, pizza, always the right answer. Right, Adam? Right, it's always that. A little pizza, some wings, yeah. He said, yeah, I said Bills over Bucks, whoops. Yeah, I mean, it was... Oh, man, it was tough to see those Buffaloes make an exit, right? Oh, my gosh. We're going to get into all that today and enjoy plenty of great football action. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in live to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I got my coffee right here. Maybe I'm your drive to work. Maybe I am your get up in the morning and, jump in the shower, get ready. Showed this morning. Maybe you're already at work and you're listening to me in the car driving around or in the office when you probably shouldn't be, or just kidding. No matter where you are, thank you so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate you all. And well, we got ourselves a show to get to with it. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take ourselves a short break. I'm going to enjoy a little coffee to get started. And yeah, we are ready to get on to the recap of Divisional Weekend. Once again, you're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Karnick, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, football fans. You are listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Well, here we go. The recap of the divisional round is real. Once again, big up to my boy, Mr. Adam Cardick. He says, absolutely. I told him, thanks for tuning in. You're my final leg of the drive into work. Why, thank you, Mr. Adam Cardick. I had to throw him some love right there and play his drop. Of course, check him out every Monday evening. The man is a genius with his show. He does a great job. And, Chi-Town Weekly, amazing job. If you want to know plenty about Chicago sports, this is your guy. And great to have him here in the chat room. And, big ups to our boy Marcus Lowe's great as well. He makes his return this coming weekend. Oh, did I have a spoiler alert? He's talking about Sundays, y'all. Could he be on Sundays? We'll see. Anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and roll on in to the recap of that divisional round. All right, you guys. Well, let's just start things off. You know, we're going to go in order, but let's start things off with saying, gosh damn it, Jaguars, that was a season. Can we get a clap? Can we get a hand clap? I mean, come on, man. Don't be a hater. The Jaguars had a season. And I cannot by any means whatsoever doubt this team like how I used to. Now, don't get me wrong. Coming out of that 2017 season where they went to the AFC Championship, okay, yeah, the next year I was like, oh man, and then when they started falling apart, I was like, okay, back to the same old Jaguars. You know, teams do that. But I'll tell you, to have this team be strong again like this and get back to the at least this stage of the playoffs, it's kind of cool, man. You got to show love to guys like Trevor Lawrence, who, you know, they've been in for a few years. I mean, he had a horrible game to start last weekend. We talked all about that last week. And here he is, balling out in this round. And damn it, they almost beat the Chiefs. I mean, they were close. I know. As my old coach used to say, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. I understand that. But also what I do understand is this Jaguars team, man, yes, they were overmatched, but damn it, it wasn't by a lot. You really got to pay attention to how good this team has been all year, to what they have put on the field. That product is great, man. These fans better be really happy. I mean, my goodness, I can only dream of this for my Raiders. So, it just feels good to know that, this team is making a pretty good turnaround at the moment. Now, can it all go backwards next year? Of course, anything can happen like that, right? I mean, teams are teams, you guys. They're up and down, and this player don't agree with that player, and trade me, or this player needs more money, and we can't afford this dude, or this coach isn't working out, or that coach isn't working out, or someone doesn't like their locker next to this guy. I mean, seriously, you guys, we know, okay? We know little petty things that can happen, or even the big things like money and all that. We get it. We understand. But this team, and of course, as you know, you've heard probably a million times on NFL films or, Hard Knocks, any of that. Every team that ends the season, they'll never be that team again. And what do they mean by that? Well, the core group will probably stay. There's a lot of guys who probably won't be in the locker room next year. Someone's going here, someone's going there. There's guys who are trying to make their way up to not be a backup no more, to, you know what I mean? Like, try a hand in being started here or there. This coach might go here. We get it. Okay, so, sometimes teams return at like 90% of what they were last year. Or the goal is to try and keep everybody together if you have a strong team. And, I believe that's one of the biggest challenges in all of sports. How do you return everybody that was a part of making the run? And that's going to be the challenge for the Jaguars, because my goodness, they have something special going, but can they continue this? So, this game was a damn good game. End of the first quarter, 7-7. I mean, the Chiefs strike first, but the Jaguars stroke right back. It was such a good first quarter. Then we get to the second quarter. The Chiefs tack on 10. Okay, is this the part where the Chiefs are just going to run away with it and the Jaguars are going to fall apart, and this time they're not coming back? Or are we going to see a Jaguars team, go punch for punch and answer back? And they did, you guys, they did. It wasn't a touchdown, but hey, take the points, right? Take the points. It's something that a lot of coaches pass up on. I understand. I even do it on Madden sometimes. Going for it is so freaking hard to keep yourself from doing. I'm sure, and we see a lot of coaches that are just like, nah, man, we're so close. We drove for 14 plays already, and we gotta get a TD out of this. Sometimes, you guys, you just gotta take the points. Even if it's not gonna give you the lead, it's gonna give you closer in the possession, right? So a Riley Patterson 41-yard field goal, sweet, 17-10. With 27 seconds to go in the first half, and that is the end of the first half. Cool. Okay, so we get into the third quarter, and this is, I'm telling you guys, it's a completely different game in that second half. Oh my gosh. The third quarter can mean so much, because if you can do the work in the third quarter, it's like that fourth can be your insurance, but you got to get it going, and the last thing you want to do is make this thing a dogfight with 5 minutes to go in the game. Now, that's what fans, of course, want to see, but as a owner, coach, player, you're not trying to see that. You want to seal the deal and try to get this thing in hand early. The more in hand games you get, I mean, the better, because you're going to end up meeting teams. Like, for instance, the Chiefs. Yeah, this was a really close game. Somewhat. I mean, it was a little closer. It was a little bit closer, in my opinion, on the scoreboard than it was on the actual field. But yeah, it's just if you can't take off, because next week this is it. The in my opinion, the games where we can run away from are this week. That's it. Because I don't think you're not. It's rare that you run away in the next two games. Okay, well, of course, don't tell that to the Seahawks over the Broncos in, 2015? Okay, yeah, we know, okay? Or the Niners over the Chargers in 95, or the Raiders, the Bucks over the Raiders in 2003. Yeah, there are blowouts, okay? There are blowouts. They do happen in these next two stages. But is it more likely than not that it's going to be a closer game? Of course it is. So, Adam says here in the chat room, Bills struggled with that too. Went for 4th and long when a field goal still could have helped. Exactly. See, so you got to just stop it. you got to take those points sometimes, because they are so freaking hard to come by, man. Like, it's just, points are so hard to come by in the league, and it is so hard, you guys, to make up for ground that you lost when you could have just gotten 3. I know 3 isn't sexy. 3 isn't 3, and I know, okay, and then you're gonna get those, and yes, it is so true when you hear, you need to take the points, but you gotta score touchdowns, not field goals. That's only really true if the other team is lighting up the freaking scoreboard. Because at that point in time, if your defense can't do anything, field goals aren't going to do anything. But the Jaguars' defense was actually balling out, and there was trust and faith in them. You know what? I get it. They let up 10 unanswered, and yes, but still, in a game like this, you just want to take the freaking points and really try to trust that defense. Now, if your defense is just letting everything go, then what the hell, right? I mean, it's a gamble. Why not? You're either going to get blown out or your defense is going to stand up. I mean, it's one of the two. But yeah, at this point, you just got to take those points. And the Jaguars did. Okay, into the third quarter, even the Chiefs, look at this. The only freaking point scored in the third quarter was a 50-yard field goal from Harrison Butker with 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. What a great third quarter that was, right? Defense all day. Wonderful, wonderful job at both these defenses. And it was 20-10 going into the fourth. And then here come the Jaguars, y'all. Travis Etienne with a 4-yard run into the end zone. Oh my goodness. Riley Patterson nails the extra point. 20-17 it is, and with 11:49 to go in the fourth quarter, it's a 3-point game. You get out of here, right? The Jaguars, are they really going to do it? Remember, Trevor Lawrence never lost on the Saturday, all this and that, you know. Damn it, it's starting to look true, right? Because, and I'm not saying anything towards Trevor Lawrence or that, and I'm sure Trevor Lawrence can give a crap less about that little fact there, but anyway, Patrick Mahomes does what Patrick Mahomes does. He finds Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Harrison Butker nails the extra point with 7:08 to go. It's back to a 10-point game, 27-17. And all the Jaguars could really do was give everything they possibly could. But that defense, that Chiefs defense, was a little bit tougher. Held them to a field goal. The Jaguars, of course, tried the late field goal with 25 seconds to go and tried to get the ball back. They didn't, and the Chiefs will go on to the AFC Championship. My goodness. I mean, how about this team, right? You talk about a team who has been just so strong, and you talk about a team who has been just a juggernaut on offense. I mean, the defense has been damn good too, but you know, you look at these pieces, and I love it. I love what you got going. I love how strong this team has really become over the years, and they've been the cream of the crop in the AFC West for sure. And well, wouldn't you know it, you guys? These Chiefs return yet again. They were there just last year. They lost to the Bengals, and they were there a couple of years ago. They missed, well, actually, they were there also in, they've been there for 5 years straight now, actually. And to imagine a team who's been there that long, it's incredible, right? I mean, they've been in and around this game. The last time they weren't there was when the Jaguars were there versus the Patriots in 2018. Crazy, right? I mean, absolutely crazy. So, yeah, big ups to this team, and way to go. You have, of course, Patrick Mahomes doing his thing, 22 for 30, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Checo did his thing, man. 12 carries, 95 yards, and Kelsey, of course, is going to get his touches. 14 receptions for 98 yards, two touchdowns. I mean, just an overall great job. Congratulations. 5th year in a row, this Chiefs team makes it, and they are off to the AFC Championship. Now on to Philly and New York. Okay, first things first, we didn't really even think that either New York team was going to be even relevant this year. I know I sure didn't. And unless you're a diehard fan, the Giants are kind of, you know, they're just kind of an afterthought in the NFC East. I mean, they've been for a while now. But this year, they surprised us all, didn't they? The Jets surprised us all, didn't they? I mean, there were 2 teams that just surprised the hell out of all of us, I believe. And man, it was a great, great season for these guys. I mean, #TogetherBlue. I've never seen so many fans coming out of the woodwork. I'm just kidding. No, but I was so excited to see these guys go head-to-head. Because once again, this division has been hardcore all year long. I mean, my goodness, the Commanders were so close to... There would have been 4 teams. All 4 teams in this division would have made it. That's amazing, right? And you look at how good the Eagles are, and that's why I keep on saying, you guys, the Eagles are battle-tested, man. They have fought these teams all year long. The Commanders were pretty solid. The Commanders are one of the best teams that didn't make the playoffs, in my opinion. They were great this year. They played very, very, very well, and I see lots of good things for them in the future if they keep on that track. You see the Giants that made it. My goodness, they got all the way to the divisional round. The freaking Cowboys made it. They got all the way to the divisional round. And for the Eagles to completely destroy the Giants like they did here, I mean, crazy, right? 3rd time playing this season versus one another, of course. They saw them early on in, my goodness, yeah, they saw them actually pretty early, or somewhat early. I forgot when they actually played, but I know the first game, they saw them in December and the very end of January, so it was kind of fresh. They saw them back on the 11th, where the Eagles would pretty much blow out the Giants 48-22, and the next game was pretty close. I think some starters sat and everything, but the very last game of the season, week 18, the Eagles beat the Giants 22-16, pretty close game there, but this one was nowhere near close. I mean, Jalen Hurts, 16 for 24, okay, decent, but, they ran the ball a lot for sure, and my goodness, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. Some people will say, it's not that great of a game. Well, you don't need to be that great of a game if your defense is just keeping everything out of the end zone, number one, and you guys just say, score when you're out there. You know what I mean? Gainwell had an amazing game. 12 carries, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, y'all. This dude's a youngster, man, out of Memphis. He used to wear those really cool jerseys I love to talk about on 3 and Out College Edition. And, just a really, really good game for him. Of course, we know Mr. Devontae Smith out of Alabama is going to keep doing what he does. 6 receptions, 61 yards, 1 touchdown. What a hell of a job for this team, man. I mean, it wasn't even close. First quarter, 14-0. Halftime, 28-0. And then we finally get a score here in the 3rd quarter from the Giants. It was just too late. The 4th quarter was garbage time, basically, and the Eagles throw on 10 more. 38-7 final score in this one. And, well, what do you chalk it up to? A few things. Number one thing, the Eagles had the ball 11 more minutes throughout the game over the Giants. Okay? You look at the turnover department, yeah, it was 1 turnover, but damn it, 1 turnover can make a huge difference. And it just, I don't know, it was just over being outplayed, outcoached. It was insane to see how well these Eagles gelled. I love what they had. I love what they put together. And this game was just a complete mollywhopping, y'all. Complete beatdown. And the Eagles, you guys, how about this team playing as good as they have? Ladies and gentlemen, and this is crazy, right? The Eagles were doing their thing a couple years back. The last time they were here was in 2018. It was the 2017-2018 season where they would completely destroy the Vikings in the NFC Championship and go on to win the Super Bowl that year. Kind of crazy, right? The last time they were there in this game, well, going into this game, they destroyed their opponent. A lot like how they destroyed the Giants in the Divisional Round. I don't know if that's going to happen versus the Niners, but man, it should be a good one, right? So the Eagles, few years removed, but they're right back in it, and good for them. Hell of a game, and way to get it done on Saturday night. On to Sunday. Okay, this was the one. This was the ouchie for some people. Because this year, the Buffalo Bills, a lot of people chose the Buffalo Bills to be their Super Bowl team. Okay, I will tell you this. The Buffalo Bills are pretty solid. Okay? I don't want to sound like a hater, because I'm really not. But something about the Bills, they didn't sell me. Middle of the season, I was like, all right, maybe they can't make the Super Bowl this year. But I picked the Chargers this year to get the Super Bowl to represent the AFC. It's not that I didn't want to be a part of the Buffalo bandwagon, because I thought they were great. They have a beautiful feel-good story. I mean, who would not want to see Buffalo win a Super Bowl? Especially after the early 90s, and then they just fell off for so long, and then the Patriots went on their 2-decade dynasty, and, you know, it's just feel-good stories all around. All the crap that Buffalo went through this year, and it's definitely not easy, right? I'm sure as a fan, it's got to be hard. As being on that team, it's got to be hard. It's just, I don't know. I just felt like there were teams that were a little better. And one of those teams, I did not think it was going to be the Bengals. And with the Chiefs, they might actually get them. But then again, the Bengals, you know, the Bengals have been this oddball team to me. Starting off the season this year, just with so much, I don't know, I was not sold on the Bengals at all. I didn't think they were going to get back to this stage whatsoever. I mean, they start off the season with a freaking overtime win, with an overtime loss, to the Steelers. You know, they lose the Cowboys. I don't know. It was just weird to me. I didn't really see this team being and I get it, okay, the AFC North. Once again, I always say it, you got to play offense on defense to win. You got to play defense on offense to win because it's so freaking hard hitting. But my thing is with the Bengals is I just kind of felt like it was a one-time deal. You know, and I'm very happy to say I was wrong. I love it. I love what they got going on. This team has become very, very, very good. And to me, this is the reason why they deserve this game. Because, yes, the Bills went through a lot this year. Okay, there's no doubt about that. But the Bengals, man, like, they overcame. You know how hard it is to go back? Not just to get back to the playoffs, man, but to be back at this stage. It is hard, and if anybody should know, it's the Bills fans, because they got back to not only the AFC Championship 4 years in a row, no one's ever done that, but 4 years in a row, of course, to Super Bowl, and which, of course, same thing, right? You got to win that game to get there, but it is ridiculously hard to get back to even the playoffs, let alone the AFC Championship, and of course, let alone the Super Bowl. It's not that I wasn't sold on the Bills. It's just, to me, I don't know. That defense just didn't feel they had that next gear. I thought the Chargers were going to beat them out. And the reason why I thought the Chargers were going to beat them out is because I thought the Chargers had a better defense. And personally, of course, we know how things ended up. Chargers ended up being injury-ridden and everything and all that stuff. But the Chargers' offense was pretty damn good. And you have a guy like Herbert, and you got guys like Eckler. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like the Chargers look a little bit like the Bengals. I felt the Chargers were better. Once again, we know how things played out because of injuries. And I still do believe that the Chargers would have gotten to this point, at least here, to the AFC Championship, had they not have had injuries like they did. But hey, it happens, right? But I will say, the Bengals, man, you gotta tip your hat. It's just a matter of, do you respect the game? I get it. You can be bitter and salty. That's fine, but you can't erase what this team has done. And they came in. They did it. It's funny because I still doubted them so late in the season. I was like, yeah, they'll fizzle out somewhere in the divisional round, and it's crazy. I thought they would lose this game. I really did. I had the Bills going to the AFC Championship. And they did it. They freaking did it, man. The freaking Cincinnati Bengals going back-to-back AFC Championships. What a game it was. First quarter, 14-0. When you can get up 14-0 in the first quarter of a game of this, at a game, of course, of this magnitude and at this stage of the playoffs, it's unreal. Because what you're seeing is a football team that is so complete. A football team that can not only put points on the board, but stop the other team. not have any stupid little turnovers or dumb penalties add up all in the first quarter, you're seeing a great performance in the first quarter. That's already hard to come back from if you're the Bills. But of course, they had their fans. They had everything riding, right? It was a great day for them because, well, they were home, and it was an emotional time, I'm sure, for all their fans, and of course for their team. You know, we all prayed for DeMar Hamlin, and thank God he's okay. By the grace of God, he's okay. I guess had a very tough year. But the Bengals, man, they had so much. They had so much going into this game of, can they do it again? Is Joe Burrow really, is he that legit? Is Chase just another receiver, or is he a guy that can, be put up there one day if he continues doing what he's doing with the greats? You know what I mean? Like Burrow and because there's already talk about that, you guys. There's already talk about, man, these guys are that next generation of like all-time greats, and we're seeing them young, and they're doing their thing. Okay, yeah, opinions, and I get that. Anybody can be there, as long as you keep working hard and, doing that whole deal. But I do feel like Burrow went into another mode, man. He looked unfazed by any mistakes he made. He shook it off, and he went on to just keep playing football. He didn't let anything get to him, and if it did, then he did a damn good job of acting, because it didn't look like it did. Okay, but 23 for 36, 242 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Mixon, yes, it helps when your running game actually gets off the ground. 20 carries, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. You guys, he had a damn good game. He looked damn good. And then you had Chase, 5 receptions, 61 yards, 1 touchdown, helping out his boy Burrow, the college teammates here from LSU. It just all came together for this team this weekend. At the half, it was 17-7. The Bills got on the board in the second quarter. And then we go on to the second half. And once again, remember the third quarter. This can be a big decider. And the Bills didn't get it done, guys. They didn't. They kicked a field goal. And how did the Bengals max that? With a touchdown. And that was Mixon, of course, running for one late in the third quarter. It was 24-10 going into the fourth. There's every chance, right? You have 15 minutes in football time on the clock. You can definitely 1,000% make this thing happen. You can. Unfortunately, though, for the Bills, the Bengals defense, they ate their Wheaties, man. Something happened because this team rose up to the occasion and played football. And you know what? That's exactly how you win championships. The Bills' offense sputtered. They couldn't quite overcome the task at hand. The Bengals' defense was playing lights out. And though the Bills' defense did stand strong in that fourth quarter, man, did I love how good they were playing football on that defensive side. That offense had to make something happen. Now, whether the defense, could have gotten extra and freaking, well, not really extra, but, the defense created scoring themselves with a scoop and score or interception or something, yeah, anything's possible. But at the end of the day, they weren't able to do any of that. They were able to keep the Bengals out of the end zone. But that Bills offense needed to go out there and do what they were brought there to do and score points. And they failed to do that. And the Bengals, well, they let it ride, y'all. They did their thing, and congratulations. 27-10, they would kick a field goal early in the fourth quarter. And there it was, you guys, 27-10, back-to-back AFC championships for the Cincinnati Bengals, defeating the Buffalo Bills 27-10. Congratulations to them. They are back to the AFC Championship. And yeah, like I said, I know. Some of us want to see a feel-good story and see this team win after all these years. And I know, guys, it's there. But this just goes to show you want it more. And honestly, the Bengals wanted it. The Bengals were playing like they wanted to win. That's what you do when you play like you want it. You play it that hard. And you know what? I love it. And then last but not least, the Niners and the Cowboys. All right. Gosh dang, man. Can we just get a round of applause for Brock Purdy, man? This dude, like, yes, this is what you want. You draft guys because you believe in them, right? This is what you believe this dude can come in and make a difference, or this dude can come and make a difference, or whatever. You never really get that, or sometimes you never really think that out of the guys you draft in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Sometimes not even the 4th round. Practice teamers. Possible guys that are just going to go to camp and maybe not make the team. And Mr. Irrelevant, of course, being a part of that group. The last person picked. The Niners chose Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant, and guess what? He would end up being the starting quarterback for them and lead them to the playoffs, and now lead them to the NFC Championship. What the heck, right? 19 for 29, 214 yards. Mitchell, 14 carries, 51 yards. And Kittle, 5 receptions, 95 yards. Did you notice that nobody besides Brock Purdy reached the century mark? Yes, it was a low-scoring game. Niners win 19-12. But what really gets me about this game is how damn good that defense played. The Cowboys were shaky all year. I'm telling you, on IE Sports Radio on Mixler, I called the Commanders-Cowboys game in week 18, and that just turned me off about the Cowboys. The special teams fell apart. I know it was one bad day, okay? But then they go on, and, they win. They win a few games, or they win the wild card. It was the Buccaneers. They beat Brady for the first time. The Cowboys have ever beaten Brady. Okay, we get it. Oh, they threw a pick. Brady threw a pick for the first time, I think, ever, or in however many years versus, in the red zone. Okay, cool. I get it. Okay, cool. But the Cowboys, man, they just looked unimpressive. I'm sorry, Cowboy fans. I just didn't see that specialness, okay, or whatever you want to call it. That, I don't know, maybe that killer instinct. I didn't see that same thing in the Cowboys that I saw in the Niners this year, in the Bills, in the Bengals, in the Giants. I'm sorry, in the Eagles. The Giants, I didn't see that in either, really. Or in the Chiefs. The Jaguars, yeah, kind of, maybe. The Giants, I didn't see it at all. And the Cowboys, I didn't see it at all. And wouldn't you know it, none of those teams are going on to win. Okay, yeah, there's the football guru. No, I'm just saying, I call it how I see it, y'all. I've been around the game for a long time. And, sometimes you get surprised, which is cool when we get surprised, right? But then sometimes you just think about it, and you're like, okay, well, this team looks like they want it. This team looks like they don't. Well, look at there it is. Crazy, right? The Niners will start this game off pretty solid with a field goal in the first quarter, 3-0 at the end of the first. In the second quarter, though, there was only one touchdown to be scored, and that was from the Cowboys. Kind of crazy, right? They'd score early. I know everyone was all over Maher missing and, for extra points and all that. Yes, he did miss. Okay, just get that out of the way. But then he was okay later on in the game. Regardless, he just had a rough patch. Let's see how he does next season. But in the second quarter, 2 field goals, they got the job done, right? Especially at a game this tough. Big ups to that Dallas Cowboys defense, man. They fought hard. 9-6. San Francisco led going into the half. Into the third quarter, Maher would score a 25-yard field goal for these guys, for the Cowboys. 9-9 into the third. Defensive battle all day long. And in the fourth quarter, here we go. The Niners finally get into the end zone. Christian McCaffrey, of course, on the legs of Christian McCaffrey is being so dang dominant this year, puts the Niners up 16-9. And then we have, last but not least, Brett Maher doing it again. 43-yard field goal. Yes. I feel like he's redeemed himself now. All right. 16-12, though. Still a 4-point gap. Is this where the Cowboys are going to use plenty of time in the fourth quarter? 11 minutes to go. Can you get in the end zone? Can you reach down deep inside and pull out an NFC Championship visit for the first time since, my goodness, the last time they were there? Golly. If I'm not mistaken, the last time the Cowboys were there was the last time they were actually in the Super Bowl. And that was my gosh, what, 96, 95 around there? I mean, look that up real quick, but that's insane, right? I mean, the last time the Cowboys were even there, it blows your mind, how many fans they have, how they get a lot of talent. Yeah, you guys, the last time he's looking right now, thank you, Wikipedia. He's looking real quick. Yep, yeah, that's the last time they were there in the NFC Championship in 1996. Of course, the 95-96 season. And that's crazy, right? To think they wouldn't be there for now 2 decades. And this is the close. Well, I don't know if they've gotten this. I cover so much football, you guys. I can't help it. But yeah, they get this close, and they can't step up in the highest moment of the game, the moment where you have to dig down and make it happen. And guess what? The Niners stepped up, though, in that fourth quarter. They would get down. They would score one more field goal to end this thing. Robbie Gould with a 28-yard field goal, 3:04 to go in the game. And that's how it'll end, 19-12. San Francisco off to the NFC Championship. And this is their first one back since, last season. So back-to-back they go. Back-to-back the Bengals go. Well, will we get a Niner and Bengals Super Bowl like we did in 89? Will we see one of these other teams emerge? Will the Eagles get back there and hoist the Lombardi? Oh, I don't know. We're going to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to say divisional round, but we passed that. That was my divisional round recap. My championship weekend preview, and picks coming up right after this. You were listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, everybody? This is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunderous Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. All right, y'all, we are here in the last 10 minutes of today's show, and I just gotta tell you this. This is gonna be a fun preview because, these 4 teams have been the cream of the crop. Are we gonna get any blowouts? I really doubt it. If we do, sweet. Surprise, But I'm almost positive that we're gonna have ourselves 2 very good games from 4 very good football teams. Now, NFC Championship starting us off Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And injuries, we got some questionables. I'm sure all these guys are going to play. Mitchell, Abenahu, and McCaffrey. Garoppolo is doubtful. And then for the Eagles, we have Brown and Maddox are both questionable. I'm pretty sure those guys will play. So Jimmy G, of course, I don't think so. He's doubtful. But everybody else, I'm pretty sure they'll play. And, well, going into this game, Jalen Hurts has done a hell of a job this year. The guy has probably done more than I think I definitely have anticipated him to do in a season. It's not that I don't believe in the guy, but it's the fact that I do feel that he is he was somebody that, I don't know. I guess he still had more to prove, whatever, coming out of Alabama. But seeing him play more and more in the NFL, I'm like, yeah, this guy is definitely an NFL quarterback. And he's exceeded all my expectations for sure in the NFL, and I love it because the guy's not trying to play for anyone but him, for his team. And, of course, he's building his legacy with them. He's a team guy. I love it. I have become a big-time Hurts fan. I mean, I heard the guy's a power lifter, which is amazing. I love what he's got, and damn it, this guy, he deserves it. To get to this point. So, awesome. Then you have a guy like Brock Purdy who has just made this football world turn it on its head, right? I love what he's got. I love how much passion, desire he plays with the game. And he just does such an amazing job. Can he be the guy to lead this team to a Super Bowl? Then, of course, McCaffrey. He came over in just the right time. The Panthers were a sinking ship, right? Get some quality out of him. And why not with the Niners? You have this team that they're just a few pieces away. So what do you get when you have a team that's just a few pieces away? You go get those damn pieces. And what do? They got a hell of a running back, and they have been even more electric ever since. Ayuk leading this team in receptions. Just an amazing job he's done all year. Then you have Sanders over there, A.J. Brown for the Eagles. I mean, they have really, really, really found some playmakers in Philly. Offensive line has been hard, y'all. It's been very hard. No earlier, I think Lane Johnson this year having some tough goes with injuries. And you have players like Kelsey, the general of this line, Mailata, I believe. I can say his name, but he's really stepped up this year. This has been a strong Eagles team that just has everything. I mean, they're so complete. That defensive line, Graham, Cox, Hargrave, and Sweat have been amazing. The linebacking core has been great. Their secondary, Darius Slay, what a perfect fit, right? It's a perfect storm for these guys. And you look at the defense for the Niners. Ibaka, Kinlaw, Armstead, and Bosa. Oh my gosh, it's been great. Then you got Alshire, which, seeing this guy play, it's like poetry in motion, man. And then, of course, how could we forget, this guy has been amazing. Hufanga, I believe we have seen, another generation of Malu type play. Of course, he trained him, and he plays so much like him. He's everywhere. But what I love about him is he's his own guy. You don't need to say he's the next Malu or whatever. The guy is, without a doubt, he plays his own style of defense, but you can see all the influence from Malu. He plays lights out, and I love what he's got going on there. So, how hard is it to pick a winner in this game? It's very hard. But before we get there, I'm going to go ahead and preview here the Bengals. Okay, so injuries for this week. Apparently we have here Karras, Kappa, Flowers, and Williams. Okay, those guys are all questionable. And then IR, unfortunately, Hilaire and Fortson for the Chiefs. And questionables, Mahomes and Hardman. All the questionables, once again, I do believe will play. And you got guys that are incredibly out of their mind this year, like Patrick Mahomes. when he's on the field, it's like how Brett Favre was once in the 90s. If he's on the field, they got a chance. If Aaron Rodgers was on the field in the 2000s for the Packers, they got a chance. Well, Mahomes is that kind of guy where, yeah, he's on the field, they're going to have a chance. But Burrow matches Mahomes very well, doesn't he? Because, damn it, he's turning into that kind of guy to where he's going to do something to make it happen. I respect both these guys so much. These quarterbacks are insane. You got two guys who are very evenly matched here in the AFC, and you got two guys in the NFC where one's pretty damn good. Is he elite? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, it's up to you. Do you feel he's at that level? And then Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, last guy picked in the freaking draft. I mean, crazy, right? You gotta love the quarterback matchups here. And then, of course, Mixon has been awesome for the Bengals. Pacheco for the Chiefs has really gotten off this year, and, well, let's see what he does. Chase has been everything that you would have thought he would have been with Burrow, his old college teammate, under center with him on that team. I mean, Chase has just blossomed, right? I mean, you love seeing this guy play, and he's able to catch the big balls. He's done so much this year to be put in the elite talk at such an early age. But, I mean, if this guy keeps it up, that's where he's going to go. And then, of course, on the other side, comes from a tight end, right? Travis Kelce. You'd think, of course, remember the announcers talking about it. Well, they lost. The Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill this year, and that's crazy. No, they've actually not really lost a beat. Crazy, right? But that's just how good this team is. That's how good Andy Reid is as a coach. Kelce just been incredible this year. Guarding him was not going to be easy. I cannot wait to get into the X's and O's, of course, on Sunday and watch these teams kind of just go at it and see how well their game plans come out to be, what they decide to go with. It's just awesome, you guys. So, with that said, Bengals come into this game as actually the favorite. They're favored by 1.5 points over the Chiefs. Can the Chiefs actually be a team that, pulls off the upset at home? And it's crazy because they're not favored and they're at home, but can they be? And then, of course, you have the Niners taking on the Eagles. Oh my goodness. Will we have a team here and the Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 2.5 points. Will we have a team that makes it all the way there with Mr. Irrelevant as a quarterback for like half the season? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be something? Or can these Eagles stop the doubters? Will we have Kelce versus Kelce? Remember, Jason Kelce is the center for the Eagles. He is brother to the tight end of the Chiefs, Travis Kelce. Can you imagine being their parents in that Super Bowl? I'm just saying, how cool is that, right? There's so many storylines. The Niners, that's a Mr. Irrelevant leading this team all the way to the Super Bowl, or at least for half the season. Can he help this team win a title? The Bengals, they went there last year and they got smacked by the Rams. Can they get back to this year and win this thing? I mean, there are so many little stories that go into this thing. It is so awesome. But time for my final picks, and I got to get up out of here and get on over to work. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and cue that music, because we are on out of here. All right, you guys. Oh, this is so tough. Once again, the NFC Championship coming on up 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, January 29th. And then, of course, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we have the AFC Championship, Bengals and Chiefs. Well, I don't want to sound like a jerk to the AFC, but I honestly believe that the Bengals and that the Niners and Eagles will probably be the real Super Bowl this year. And I'm not saying anything bad about the Bengals or Chiefs because they're damn good teams. But in my opinion, I feel like the winner of the bowl is going to be the winner of the Niners and Eagles. It's the Bengals and Chiefs are damn good, but I mean, if you look at a complete game, you get all the storylines out of it, the favorites, and if you just look at the X's and O's in football, the two most complete teams in the NFC are the Niners and the Eagles. There's no way around it. There's not. I'm sorry. I think that the Niners and Eagles can beat both the Bengals and the Chiefs. I just feel like the AFC this year It's my conference. I'm a Raider fan. But I just got to say that the two teams this year in the NFC are much stronger. Well, maybe not much stronger, but they are stronger than the AFC. And I do feel like in the AFC Championship, we're going to get a hell of a game. After what I saw last week, I'm going to go Bengals. And going into, and they're the last game of the night. I believe the Eagles are going to edge out the Niners. And can I be convinced that the AFC could beat the NFC this year in the Super Bowl? Well, that's to come. But at least at the moment, that's how I feel. You know, feelings can change up in a heartbeat when it comes to sports. That's what I'm taking. Eagles and Bengals to win this Sunday and go on to the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll find out what's going on. We'll see how it goes. Thank you all for listening. You can follow us all on every social media, or as much social media as we have at IE Sports Radio. Check out our website. Big shout out to our Patreons, of course. Mrs. Parsons, Mr. Marcus Lowe's great Anonymous and Barry Apparel. Big ups to all of our listeners out there. Big shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For without him, nothing is possible. Without all of you guys out there, nothing is possible. We appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. You can follow me at Larry at THE_LB53. You can follow the show at 3 and Out, all spelled out IESR. Show us some love, y'all. With that said, those are my picks. That's how it's going down. Well, at least that's how I think it's going to go down. And, I guess the rest is up to these teams on Sunday. With that said, you guys, I am out. I will see y'all next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.